Hello, Pippernet. It's I, another name BT. We have the new ban list. Yay! Well, specifically per saying, the April 1st ban list of 2024 is finally dropping. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm very confused. I'm not really confused. I am somewhat satisfied, but most of you are gonna be confused. So, let's get into it. First off, the new ban cards. Nothing. It's still Barrier Statue. Barrier Statue is still banned. Thank you, Konami. Uh, there is a certain card we would have preferred Seven's Geas probably be banned, but for some reason it's still not. If it was banned, that means Seven's Wonder Fusion could come off the ban list, but no. But this is perfectly fine. Nothing needed to realistically be banned at the current moment, so yeah. The limited cards, we have a singular new limited card. If most guys remember the ban list, then you guys know what's going to be different. But Obsidian Magician Soldier, or sorry, Obsidian Magical Soldier to 1. Whoa! Dark Magician has been coming in and out of it. People still are playing the deck, though it is not as powerful as it once was with Catrois at 3. Definitely is a great hit, but Magical Soldier to 1 definitely is something that you would probably want to see. Like, that would make sense. Most people would play 2 copies, maybe 3, but putting it to 1 means that the deck has less closing capabilities, less chances of OTKing. If you don't know, yes, Dark Magician in not 1-to-1 to its original Catrois form, it's still very much a spell-focused deck, and you can, though you do play like 2, maybe 4 more copies of monsters than you used to, the deck does have a lot of recyclability, it does have a lot of summons. Putting down Magical Soldier is just a way to make the deck less aggressive than it is, put it more of a control and combo deck. So this is something that's not bad. It won't affect the deck too greatly. You can still very much play the deck. It'll be a lot of fun to play. But this is just a way to keep it in line. And though it has had a bit of competitive representation with that as well. Semi-limited list. Yay! We have a lot of new semi-limits, which some of them horrible, some of them I'm okay with. So of course you do have your Potter and Wonder Fusion, uh, but then you have a lot more stuff. So coming freshly off the limited list, we do have Excutie Lilius. This was something that's been a long time coming, in all honesty. Really is. Excutie is a little bit out of its comfort zone now that we are getting more complex decks, more uh, cards with very good removal, very can play through a lot of interruption and all that. Lilith was definitely the one card of the 3 main cards in Excutie that got hit that should have been on the ban list, off the ban list much longer than them. Like comparing it to Scramble and Catch, Lilith does help close games. It's a good card. It summons itself. It didn't need to be on the ban list for that long comparatively to everything else. Really did not. Along with that is Magical Lance from 1 to 2. Why? People only played 1 copy of this at first. There was no reason to put it at 2 cards. In fact, most people were predicting that this card would be able to come off the ban list. Others were very realistic and said it's the OCG, they're gonna semi-limit it, and lo and behold, they did it. Now, this is gonna be a little bit odd in terms of like if it will stay semi-limited or if it will come to 3, especially when they did just hit Dark Magician, but now we have something like uh, Celebros coming into the mix with all their new cards, all their new extenders, all their new like spellcaster supports. So this card's gonna be a little bit iffy on if it will stay at 2, go to 3, or go to 1. But honestly, it might go to 1 again. Or it just might stay on 2 for the next several ban lists until the OCG once again realizes to stop semi-limiting cards. Now we're on to the new stuff. Triangle Ecstasy. Or this is something that many people were asking for so long. Just Harpy Lady has been an absolute menace of Rogue. It has been tier 1, tier 2 has been Rogue. A card that completely locks you out of all trap cards for the turn. Semi-eliminate does kind of a bit, like it was played at 3 copies, having it little tiny, teeny, tiny less consistent in terms of OTKing your opponent by having 2 or more of these in your hand. Kind of nice, I say. But this is definitely something that needed to be hit a long time ago. I think it's a little bit late, but them getting it now at least makes it so that Harpy Lady has less of a chance to rebound. Now for the main part, the semi-limited list, it is Legend Magician and Legend Strike. Legend Magician herself, these 2 cards have been very, very hard for most people to get, but these cards have been heavy staples in the format. Legend Magician herself is something that most people would thought to be hit, like that card would have been limited, then you would keep Legend Strike unlimited. No, honestly, Legend Magician, it is a good card. I don't, can't say if I'm all for them putting it to 2. Honestly, if they limited Legend Strike, Legend Magician 1 would probably still be played, but them putting it to 2 doesn't realistically do much for the card itself, as it is one of the main card ways that people will dig through their deck, get rid of cards. It going to 2 really does not make much of a difference. Now, Legend Strike, on the other hand, General Reborn for level 4 decks, General Reborn for Legend decks, General Reborn for Legend Magician, which is also your MST. It being semi-limited along with Legend Magician is gonna kind of affect its position as like, oh, here's your back row removal plus a way into your mill card. So both of them being semi-limited is gonna make it a little bit more awkward in terms of deck building, but Legend Strike itself did have to be hit. It was just disgusting. Being able to reborn back any level 4 was just, I don't even think I need to explain how big of a card pool that realistically is. Just having just free access to this sort of spell card is something that was not going to be too healthy for the game. It being put to 2, once again, semi-limited is not really fantastic for these type of cards, but the fact that they're hitting it at all really shows how far they're going to affect these game staples. Like, of course, you would say Barrier Statue was a game staple. It was, but this is a little bit different. It was not a floodgate. It wasn't like the card itself in a vacuum. Not too insane, but in actual play, it is heavily played in almost every deck. So them hitting these cards is really nice. I'm unsure on how this is going to affect the next ban list, if it means that they can limit this card as well, but until then, we can just be satisfied with the current hit of it. And as of right now, there are no unlimits on the ban list. Very sad, specifically for Dragon Roll. For some reason, Dragon Roll is still on the ban list. It's been here since the second ban list. Why? Why? Like, this card has been non-ban list worthy since its introduction to the ban list. And it's still here. Several years, or like 3 years later, it's still here. Or 3 years later, 2 years, I believe, actually. Still here. But yes, guys, that's the new Rush ban list. Whoa! I don't know fully of how this is going to affect it. Legend Strike 2 definitely is going to be the biggest impact in terms of what gets affected. Harpy Ladies does take a hit. I don't know fully about who is going to be good, who's going to be very strong in the upcoming format, especially with the new sets coming in, the new ban list affecting everything. But I am somewhat satisfied. Once again, Dragon Roll is something that I'm going to be always complaining about. Everything else, it's okay. That is all I have to say about that. They did introduce, or they did go about the much needed hit, which is Legend Strike itself. That's the one thing, or one of the few things that people were wanting the most from this. I am not too fully sure of how this is going to affect it, especially with the upcoming packs coming in. but satisfying nonetheless. Anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoyed. If you guys have any thoughts of yourselves on the ban list, put it in the comments down below, or put it in the comments in my community section, which I'm going to be posting this as well. Anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see y'all next time.